because it's such a great opening line to say to a group of people. I love it. I just don't know why I find it so funny to say. The story behind it, or it's just how she says it. Meat fucking sacks of people that I
We're alive,
possibly
Mike.
have killed in Dead by Daylight.
Like, intro
Yeah,
now.
we're alive now.
Yes. Hit it.
So you think Dan's eating his wife?
Probably. But you know what everyone wants, don't you?
Like,
Say the catchphrase, Mike. The one
what
from
stories?
No, from Yang, you fucker.
I just did it, and you weren't live, and
Oh, it was
now I
live.
have to do it again.
In a nutshell,
But I just did.
I'm taking the piss. Anyway, guys, that's gonna be my new
Fucking-
intro.
Wait, so that all of that plus the fucking cunts intro.
Oh no, the cunt intro
It's
staying.
all
That cunt intro is gonna be the fucking, you know,
No.
the
I thought you were when you were pulling up the chat. Were you live already? And
Yeah.
I did the intro.
yeah.
Okay. And then you said we are live again, and then I got confused, and I thought you were fucking with me. And you're like, "Oh, do it again!" And I'm like, "Wait, what?" I'm so confused.
You can read
Are
from
we
the title,
live?
guys. Yes, we're live. Anyway, guys, you can't read from the title. I'm playing Final Fantasy 15.
I love that awkward silence. The boys trip.
And in the description, if you can read, it's story time with MRG93 on my fucking channel.
Okay.
Bonus.
Hold on. First, before we get into story time, from Hero Academia, you can only name one character first, but the maximum amount of characters you can name are 2.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's a double, you have to plead your case if the other person says the same person. And the audience, or the subscribers, will pick the winner of who gets that character. Basically, your 2 waifus from Hero Academia.
Oh.
Go. Ash, say your first. Yep, 2. You can only
No.
name 2.
Mine
Name
has
your
to-
first one.
Mine has
I'll
to be
name
Invisible Girl.
Okay. Alright. I'll say mine now.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say one of mine now. The Teacher Midnight. Of course. Mike picks the one that's like does the
What?
BTSM. Yes, I pick her. First one. Okay, now your second
My
one.
second
Ash.
one is Miss Mountain,
I swear to
the chick who can turn big.
okay. Oh, yeah. Yep. Okay, and then I pick the frog chick. I
Oh.
always forget her name, but I love her. So I honestly thought we were gonna either fight over Miss Midnight or the Frog Girl at one point, but no, we completely chose different ones, and I'm very surprised. Or I was gonna pick the chick that can create weapons. She's like that version, like that show's version of Urza, in a way, just minus the armor. Yeah. Yeah. Wow, that completely failed because I really thought we were gonna fucking fight over a girl, and we were gonna plead cases.
I do like Froggy.
Too bad I picked those, so fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I got her. She's mine. Fuck you. She's mine. Okay, so we're doing story time again? I have my flask in my hand.
Alright.
So did I tell the story about what happened, like, the other day, right?
Nope.
About me? Okay. So my niece... Oh, it's fireball in a glass. It smells so good. Ironically, this is gonna actually be part of the story. So my niece was getting baptized, and I was basically guilt tripped into going because apparently, they take pictures of this stuff, and my mom guilt tripped me into saying, "Oh, she's gonna look back and she's not gonna see any of her nieces, her aunts or nephews in, pictures." Ironically enough, I didn't take any fucking pictures, so it was even more like, okay, fuck you. But yeah, so I'm like, well, fuck it. I worked the night before, and I was told, do not go to sleep when you get home. So, okay, I'm like, alright, I'll play some Dead by Daylight, and I will have coffee pre-prepped, and the coffee maker over on my mom's side of the house, which she has like her own separate apartment away from my sisters and my nephews. I pre-prepped that, and it's like, yeah, okay, cool. And I'm just getting so annoyed because eventually she's up, but she's not getting ready yet, and we have to head out by 10. So I'm like, fuck it. I'll prepare my glass for Fireball. I have this huge bottle that I've been slowly trying to get through. Also, I kind of want to have it in case I really need to get fucked up on one of my days off. Because you gotta always have some kind of alcohol stash, stored away just in case. That's some word of advice for you kiddos out there. When you get old and you start drinking, don't waste it in one fucking go. Because you're gonna hit a day at like work where you're like, I need to get fucked up by doing this. So yeah, just words to live by. But anyways, so I grab the bottle and I fill my flask up about halfway, more than halfway, and I'm like, okay, put it in my dress pocket on my shirt, and so my quote-unquote brother-in-law's family and our family really don't get along because there's like some kind of social awkwardness because, and ironically enough, he's a douchebag too, but he's even more of a douchebag when his father is present. So his like douchiness is on like a mega level of being a fucking asshole that you want to drown a baptism on. Also, I haven't talked to him since he kind of ruined my birthday by being a massive prick to my sister, and I went off on the fucking asshole, and I never even got to eat my own fucking dinner, my own breakfast dinner that I was taken out to, because I sat in the car the entire time we went to another restaurant, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah, I haven't talked to him since then, and yeah, that's how he is. Plus his grandma or whatever is like not in the right frame of mind, and she's one of the people that wanted my niece baptized in the church that she's a part of or whatever. So that's another reason why they went through with the baptism. Also, mind you, my quote-unquote brother-in-law is like atheist, or of some sort. So it's even more funnier that he's getting his daughter baptized in the church because, his grandma or whatever, he's not in the right frame of mind. So it's even more like, yeah, okay, And so so yeah, I'm not sitting by my mom. She's sitting by her douche of a fucking brother, which I can't get along with my uncle because he's never been part of my life. He only ever came into our lives, us kids, I mean, when we were like in our teens or preteens. He'd never been there since we were kids. Unlike our other fucking aunts and uncles. So yeah. I'm sitting actually by my dad and one of my uncles. Ironically enough, my dad is actually calling me right now. So I'm sitting by my dad, and guys in our family
Hang in there,
we
buddy.
like to shoot the shit regardless of what situation is. And mind you, my uncle and my father are super religious people. Except this isn't our church. It's not a Catholic church. It's like one of the offshoot Catholic religions. So it's even more like they give less of a fuck about what's going on, but it's an important thing.
Here you go.
So we're shooting the shit. Eventually I get to the point where I'm like listening to the priest or whatever, and like he is like super into whatever he's saying. Like he's like has this dope ass grin on his face while he's talking. He's like really like into what he's saying, and like he's literally living by the words that he's speaking about, you know, baptism and his religion and whatever. That I can't help but to look down and start snickering to myself.
Your Majesty.
I constantly look over at my dad, and he's like rolling his eyes, and my uncle is just like, okay, just not know what the fuck I'm doing. I haven't talked to that uncle in a long time because he never told the rest of the family about his wife dying. That's another story. Ash, have you noticed that there's a lot of shit I just don't talk about?
So much protocol.
Not like you had to deliver a formal address.
So, I'm sitting there, and eventually, he's still going, this priest.
What now?
And I eventually just kind of pull out my flask real quick from my pocket.
I fear I have left too much unsaid.
And I take a quick sip. No one notices that I do this once in the church. Not even my dad, who's usually watches me like a hawk, because he's worried about me doing something stupid.
Remain at his side.
So, she gets baptized and all of this, and all three of us guys are still talking, and then eventually I kind of turn to my dad. I'm like, hey, you want to see something funny? He's like, what? So I pick up the Bible in the front of the pew, and I just bounce it back and forth in my hands, and I'm like, he's like, I'm surprised, you know, Jared didn't burst into flames when he came to the church. I'm like, yeah, I know, right? And my uncle sitting behind us is like, he's definitely your kid.
I need only
just
know
like,
that you are ready
yeah.
to leave home.
And so we start leaving, and I just keep pulling out the flask as I'm walking out of the church, just taking quick drinks. And I don't, at this point, I don't give a fuck if anyone sees that I'm drinking in the church. Like, I give it 0 fucks. And pretty much the story gets boring from there because we just go to lunch. And it's like a table, and I'm talking to my dad about like the bullshit with Normandy Beach and the newest COD, and I'm trying to educate him on Dead by Daylight a bit. And he's like, oh, Freddy's in the game, and Freddy's one of his more favorite horror icons. Because, like, as a child, I guess I can launch right into this. So, as a child, at a very, very young age, the two things that I remember seeing as a kid were horror movies, Three Stooges, and pro wrestling. At, like, the earliest memories I have, doesn't matter which one, honestly, pro wrestling, like the early stages of like The Undertaker and Stone Cold, and the Three Stooges. Again, doesn't matter what episode, just Three Stooges. So yeah, so I don't know where that story is going. What was my setup for the next story?
Oh, you were still talking about your baptism and your flask.
I got off that, Ash.
Oh.
Clearly, you weren't paying attention because I said that the rest of the story is just boring.
Oh, yeah. You had some others.
Ash doesn't pay attention, guys. Oh, yeah, no, like I guess what my point was, since my dad was so excited to see Freddy in a video game, like, seriously, like, weekdays or weeknights was Spinguli.
I think we can
And
forget about
Spinguli's like a
hitching our way
horror
there.
host.
Thought
And
people were friendly
he'll
outside
put
the
like
city.
B-movie
You can only
or
catch so far on
C-movie
the
horror
kindness of
movies on
strangers.
TV for a bit.
You're just gonna have to
And
push
sometimes
our
he
way.
will like put
I've already pushed myself.
Norway and like his own parody stuff into the
Get out.
you know movies. But if it's like a decent
on,
movie like
cars are gonna
Nightmare
move
on Elm
itself.
Street, he doesn't fuck with it at all.
I thought
Yeah,
the car
so
was
like
supposed to move
that's
us.
Wouldn't that be
maybe
nice?
that explains why I'm
Ready,
so fucked
steady.
up. First, because this is the shit. Like my earliest memories of shit is that stuff. Also, on Christmas, getting a fucking Sega Genesis and like Wheel of Fortune is like the first game the family plays, and I'm just like, this is fucking boring. Let me play Sonic. Or then I pop Jurassic Park in, and then like that game. I used to love that game. Okay, I don't know how much I can tell people how much I love this game. I love this game so much that I would try for hours
Not
to play
exactly
it
a fairy tale beginning, huh, Prince Noctis?
We let
on
ourselves get
days
carried
off
away.
from school or anything.
these
Like
things
I
happen.
try to play this game, but the thing is, I could never get
Let's
far
just hope
enough
this
with
isn't some
Alan
omen.
Gladio,
past
do me a
like
favor.
the first screen, the first level.
this thing by
But as a
yourself.
All
raptor,
by
I
myself?
beat the
You
fucking
won't even
game.
notice if we just
Okay?
let go.
As a raptor, dude.
Don't even
Do you
think
know how
about it.
hard that game is as Raptor?
Pushing.
Fucking hard,
Goodness,
but I can
come on,
never
time
get
to
past the
switch.
first screen.
Nuh-uh. We just switched
As
back
Alan.
there.
And
Isn't that
eat
fucked
some
up,
light
Ash?
product.
His turn.
In the human character, I can't do
My
shit.
hands are killing me.
You rather I kill you with mine?
Easy there, tough guy.
What?
Any luck?
Ash?
Only a busy
Oh,
signal.
took my arm
Hold the
listening.
phone. Is it just me? Or was it
But the
supposed to
thing
be
that
way
would
closer?
used to fucking terrify, yes, this game actually scared the
Perhaps
fuck
that
out of me,
hammerhead was right there.
is that
Literally
intro
next door.
fucking
Looks that
screen,
way.
basically
On a map
like
of the world.
recapping like the T-Rex scene in the movie. For some weird reason, on the Sega, that is so fucking like horror movie, like what the fuck?
The world's
And the
big
music
place
doesn't help.
filled with
Like,
wonders.
oh, I can't play it because Ash
Tell that to
might
my
get
legs.
copyrighted for a fucking
You guys even
90s
push
game.
it?
Hard as
What do you mean?
But
They're
it was just
playing-
like
that-
a-
What do you mean? They're playing a... Sorry, they're playing a music, it's not Stand By Me in
Oh, yeah.
Final
I don't know.
Fantasy.
Whatever.
Go on, carry
Okay,
on.
whatever. Okay, hold on. Okay. Let's see if I can pull it up. Hold on.
If I don't
The-
get copyrighted.
The music, the lightning, and all that other shit. But then again, it's not actually in the video. It's over a third-party thing, so I don't think you could get busted that badly. Sega opener.
Well, if the game discontinued,
And no, I
then
never
that-
played the fucking CD. Yeah, no, it's no longer.
Hey there,
Damn,
y'all kept
the
your girl
mechanic
waiting.
is hot in this. Yellow jacket,
Now,
booty
which
shorts.
one's
I know, right?
Prince?
Yeah.
Damn!
You just noticed that?
Hello,
It's
Your
booty
Highness.
shorts, Mike.
Congrats
She's
on your
back from
wedding.
Friday.
Hitch just yet.
What's
Lady
funnier,
Winifred's going
Ash,
to be
about
here
that
in
is I
Hammerhead.
used to love the T-Rex saying Sega
You better save
at
your
the intro,
apologies for
but the
Pawpaw.
fucking opener past that used to
That
scare the
makes you.
fuck out of me as a child.
Cindy. Sid's
Hold on.
grease monkey
Oh,
granddaughter.
fuck you and your ad.
Roll
Kind
her in while I'm still young.
Ah, Cindy. You got a nice rack and a
Didn't
sexy
your daddy
ass.
tell you?
Ah,
Oh,
She's
okay.
a custom classic, not some beat-up old...
Sega. Ash, can you hear this?
yep.
Prince Noctis.
Like, that used to terrify me, just like the lightning and the duel.
That's Zen.
Like
Oh.
you
Just
took your
like
old
that.
hand and kicked the dignity out
It's
of him.
fucking creepy.
The lightning.
You got a
Yeah.
long way to go, son.
Oh, the person didn't play the
Because you
intro.
know we're fast.
Like, it used to do, like, reenact the T-Rex scene. I can't find that
It'll take a while.
on you.
You'll
Yeah, no,
get her
that
in
part
the
I used to
roll.
love, but after the doors open and then you do the fucking,
Y'all heard him. Let's get
like,
moving.
when you start the game
Right
as
this way.
Alan, it shows the opening scene of the cars going past the T-Rex cage, and they show that.
Well,
And it's just a dark imagery,
Never
plus
liked
the
that game.
music used to
Never
terrify
good
me
at
as
it
a
either.
kid. But I can't find just that opening part. and I'm annoyed that I can't find this. Unless someone has, like, Jiggle. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this music is from the opening scene when you start the game. And the T-Rex slowly coming into frame. And him holding, like, the car. They used to terrify me as a fucking child. And then the map music used to fucking freak me out too, because it's just this dun, 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 dun. Like, it almost reminds me of Mr. Sandman a bit. Just a Jurassic Park version of it. It's like, what the fuck, man? How's the kid supposed to play this shit? But as a raptor, you get to eat other dinosaurs, kill the fucking park workers. Like, I could play that perfectly fine. It's just, I could never get past the first screen as Alan, and that intro for the game used to scare the fuck out of me. Isn't that fucked up?
Oh, fucked up.
So what other what other stories can I tell? You just bring up. Did I ever tell you about the time I was mooned by someone who was driving in a car?
You was what?
Ash. I was mooned by a chick who was driving by in a car. Did I never tell this story?
No.
Okay, so I was walking to this gas station that's by my old house, my dad's house now, and it was summertime, and I'm just kind of listening to music as I'm walking, and I'm just listening to, I don't fucking remember what I was listening to, maybe Eminem or something, I don't fucking know. And this car just speeds past me. I'm like, okay, cool. And then this car, I don't see the car for a bit. And then it comes from the opposite direction again. And again, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Is someone gonna, like, shoot me or, like, throw rocks or shit at me like they usually do when I walk home from school? But I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then, finally, I don't see the car, I make it to the gas station, I get my drink or whatever, and I start heading home. And then I see this car again, and this time the car stops. I'm like, okay, so am I gonna have to fight whoever's in this car, or what the fuck is going on? And so the window rolls down, there's two pretty decent looking chicks in the driver's seat and the passenger seat. I don't recognize either of these two girls. The driver says, hey. I'm like, hey, what's up? I'm like, do I know you? And they're like, they both do like this synchronized no. And then the passenger's like, hey, do you want to see something? I'm like, what?
This'll make sure y'all don't get lost.
And she like takes off her seatbelt, gets on her hands and knees in her seat, and she's wearing like leggings during the summer, and she just pulls down her pants while she's crouched. Her face is towards her friend, and she's just mooning me. I'm like, okay. And they just quickly, she's like, drive, drive, and they're both laughing, and then they speed off. I'm just like standing there with my Pepsi in my hand, like, okay. So that's the thing that just happened. And I just start walking. And then I get home. And I call one of my friends. I'm like, hey, yeah, something weird just happened. And my friend's like, what? I'm like, these two girls just drove past me a couple times. And then eventually, one just mooned me. It's just like, and they're like, really? I'm like, yeah. Did I ever tell you about the second time I ran into these people?
Go ahead. It's story time.
basically all that happened the second time I ran into them, where they were just trying to like flirt with me, but they were also trying to throw water balloons at me. Basically, it was the same scenario as the first time, except this time it was with water balloons, and it was constantly flirting. Like, it was like, we want to see you wet, and it's just like,
I mean,
okay. Alright. I mean, if you weren't throwing the water
These nasties
balloons,
here
if you
better
want to
read
go
mine in the
somewhere, maybe park that car, I mean, we can... You can
all
definitely
like it.
see, I mean, shit, like, you don't have to throw water balloons at me, you know what I mean? It's just like... Yeah,
Wanna go check it out?
that
What is it?
fucked up, right? Funny, but fucked up.
It's just when you see
So what others?
It's
Russian
just when
pawpaw won't
you
do you
see
no
Moonja,
good.
and you just had a can of Pepsi
Yeah.
in your hand. That sounds so innocent.
Yeah.
He'll take
Well, it
his
was a
time, but
bottle.
he'll get
It
her
was a
done.
bottle, and I'm just kind of like, I literally, like, the ass is literally, how long I stared and how long she actually moved me is literally burned into my mind. Like, if we ever had, like, an animus in, like, real life, I'd be like, guys, play it. And, like, it would be, like, perfect quality. That memory would be perfect quality, or like a real animus. That's how burnt into my mind it was. This fucking... Does the chat, if there's anyone in there, have, like, any, like, do they want to hear funny stories? Do they want to hear creepy stories? So I got a lot of stories of shit
I'm just
that's
saying,
happened
it's
to me.
story time,
A
so
moment.
tell any
No.
story you want.
We've expended the last of our funds.
Did I ever tell you about the paranormal shit that's happened to me before? I think I brought it up
and
once on a podcast,
Adding insult to
like
injury.
3 years ago or something. But yeah, a lot of paranormal shit
old
has
man's in
happened
for both
to
after charging us that much.
me.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's pay him a visit.
from seeing shit to just
She ain't
like
gonna be ready for a
hearing my
while.
name
Y'all
to
need
just
something?
fucked up shit like that. But there's like
Tell the
two,
story.
like fucking okay. So Mike as a young boy would never like to sleep in his bed.
Bit
I
steep
would
for a
like to
simple
find
tune-up, don't you
random
think?
spots around the house to fucking
Oh,
sleep.
Now I get it.
I would
this
sleep
must
like
be what
in the
Papa
linen
meant when he
closet
said he was gonna
by
teach
my
them
room,
boys a lesson.
because
Told
I
me
used
he
to
oughta
pretend
have
like it
y'all
was
take
my
care of
secret
some
hideout.
ornery varmints that have been
Or
causing a
I would
ruckus round
sleep
here.
like
I'd be happy
in
to
the
pay
living
y'all for
room
your
on the
services
floor,
if you're
or
up
I
for the
would
challenge.
like
How about
sleep under like the table down in the
So much for
basement,
finding
and I'd
an
like
easy
put
way out.
blankets underneath it
Thanks a lot,
and make it
Papa.
like a fort. Like I used to like find random spots to sleep. And so one of the random spots that I would sleep in sometimes
But don't go
would be
running
on
around
the
after
floor
dark. The
and
demons are
my
liable to rip y'all to
mom's and
shreds.
dad's room.
Here, this ought to be enough for a place to
And
stay.
if I were
Just
to do
between
that,
us,
I would
though.
purposely
Don't
be a
tell Papa.
dick. And I used to bring one of my TVs in there, and I'd bring game consoles, and I would stick it in the closet right where I was sleeping, so I could play video games to
Better make
piss them
tracks.
off.
Chop,
But
chop, Pop-Tail.
yeah, so
There in a
one of
jiffy.
those nights I was sleeping on the floor in their room because I had like a fucked up dream, and I'm like, I'm sleeping on the floor. They're like, whatever, weird child, go fucking sleep. Okay. So I go to sleep. And so throughout the night, I'm hearing creaking noises because in the house on the second floor, it's wood floor. And usually, the only time it creaks like that if, you know, someone's walking, you know, back and forth or up the stairs and shit like that. And at the time, we had 3 dogs at this time, and all the dogs would sleep in my parents' room on the bed, or at least one would sleep with one of my sisters in their room. So that night,
Looks like we
both
found our
dogs
first
were
target.
sleeping two of the dogs were sleeping in there, and one was sleeping in my sister's room. So I thought to myself, that's not the dogs. And that's definitely not my sister's because they're like heavy fucking footsteps. And the side that I was sleeping on, I clearly see my dad fucking sleeping and snoring. So I'm like, what the fuck is that? And so little Mikey decides to take his blanket off his head and sits up.
No big deal.
And there's this tall-looking motherfucker standing in the doorway in all black, and his face is like covered with like this black hood, like you cannot see eyes or anything. Like it's like huge motherfucker, taller than the doorway, so maybe like 6 foot or something like that. Like a tall motherfucker. Huge motherfucker in all black. And I just see like this fucking hook in his fucking hand. And so I kind of lay back down with my blanket over my head. I'm like, oh fuck. Oh fuck. Who the fuck is that? Like, so many questions are running through my mind. And I'm freaking the fuck out to myself on the inside. I'm like, oh god, my family and I are all dead by whoever the fuck that is. And I'm just laying there, practically paralyzed. And I'm like, wait a minute. I can at least wake my parents up, or at least fight this fucker until a parent or someone wakes up to help me. And at that time, I got my first wood sword. And it's right against the wall, right by my left hand. So I'm slowly trying to inch it up closer to my left hand to pick it up, because I don't know if this person is still in the doorway, watching to see what I do. So I'm just slowly bringing it closer to my hand, and I finally got it. And I'm like, my plan is, I am gonna throw my blanket up into this fucker's field of vision, and I'm gonna quickly transition this wood sword to my right hand, and I'm gonna hit this fucker as hard as I can. So that's what I'm thinking, and I'm like on 3 to myself. 1, 2, 3. I sit up, and I don't even need to throw my blanket off me, because whoever that fucking was gone. No longer in the doorway. And I'm like,
What's the enemy's
what the fuck? So I immediately get up. I'm the only person up. The dogs are still asleep. Mind you, our dogs would literally bark at everything
Let's get
that
on with
is
it.
not present within the house. And if it's someone they do not know, they will go into who the fuck are you mode.
Where are we headed anyway?
Nowhere until
And none of the dogs are reacting like that. The one that's in the room's not doing it. The one in my parents' room right now is not doing shit. They're both
Loverboy
asleep.
hitched.
Wait for car repairs?
So I'm quickly
Then
running
light
down the
bells in the
stairs,
air.
checking the front door, checking the back door, and it's locked. They're both locked.
Almost there. Give it
So
your all.
I search the house with my wood sword, check all the windows, everything's locked.
Warp strikes to catch him off guard.
And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck was that? And eventually I'm like, well, I guess I go back to sleep. Even though I have no idea what the fuck that was. And eventually in the morning I told my parents, and they're like, yeah, okay, whatever. Bad dream. I'm like, no, motherfucker, I was awake! Now that's one paranormal experience that I had. I still don't know what that fucking thing was, dude.
Who could this be?
Any ideas?
Hello?
Ash?
Well, you said
The
it's
chat have any ideas? And the chat have any ideas?
someone just joined into the group where you were starting a story. Welcome to the stream. Well, you said he was dressed all in black.
Oh, shit.
Dressed in all in black.
Oh,
To the point where you could not see his face. A tall motherfucker. And he had like a hook, a big-ass fucking hook in his hand. I have no clue what it... And the only thing that I can... Like, it had to be paranormal, because everything was locked. I checked the house myself.
So, did this hook look anything... Did the blade of the hook look any bigger? Or does it just look like an actual hook?
Just looked like a big, massive fucking hook in his hand.
Could possibly be a different version of the Grim Reaper.
I don't fucking know, man. Like, to this day, I always think back, what the fuck was that thing? And it's like, dude, I was fully fucking awake because I was hearing the creaking of the floorboards. Should I tell them one of my other paranormal experiences? And I actually have a witness to this because they saw it too. Okay. So, I used to have two best friends that we would constantly hang out with, and Ash actually knows one of them today.
That John?
Yeah, John. John's one of them. So John is the witness, actually, believe it or not, to this story, because he was the person walking with me when this fucking happened.
Shack over there.
So, we were actually going to the third buddy's house during the nighttime to hang out, because at that time, it was summer, and our parents, all of our parents said, whatever, you kids do whatever the fuck you want. Basically, we had free reign to do whatever the fuck we wanted. That's how cool our parents were during the summer. So it's late. It's like 9-something, and it's dark as fuck out. And John and I are just kind of chilling, and we're like, oh, I don't know if I should use his name or not, even his first name, because John and I don't talk to him anymore. His family is all fucked up now. But I guess I could just call him Friend 2 or Friend B.
It's up to you.
Because I don't mind mentioning, I mention John. I talk to him. But yeah, so Friend 2, Friend B, is like, hey guys, what's up? What you guys doing? You guys, you know, we're like, yeah, we're playing video games, blah blah blah, and we're just kind of like, we're bored. What the fuck are you doing? He's like, oh, nothing much, just fucking around. You guys want to come over and hang out for a bit, and maybe you guys come over here and crash for a bit, and then we'll get up in the morning and do shit.
Counting on it.
So, I'm like, cool, let's go, let's pack the shit that we already had here. Because during the summer, basically,
Look who's in here.
we would, all of us would either take turns sleeping at one person's house, or one person would always sleep at that other person's house. Basically, during the summer, the friends, either all the friends lived at one person's house, or at least one of them. And John just so happened to be chilling at my house for a long while. And he's like, okay, dude, let me, get my shit together. I'm packing my Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and slowly, packing the PS2 into a bag, grabbing some games, and I'm grabbing some clothes, because I know I could just, either walk back or borrow a scooter or bike later in the day tomorrow to grab my shit. And so, by the time we're both ready to head over there, it's roughly 10:30. So, quickly tell, my mom, who's still up, hey, we're gonna go chill over at Friend B's, and, I'll probably be back tomorrow morning. She's like, cool, whatever, be safe, blah, blah, blah. We're like, we're out! So we just start walking. And we're chilling, we're just talking, and about halfway up the block, and there's 4 blocks to get to this one guy's house. We're up on the second block, and John feels something?
So they're the
I'm
new
like, what do you
Crown Guard
mean?
or something?
He's like we're
Similar,
being
though
watched.
technically a civilian outfit.
I'm like,
I've definitely seen a lot
I
more
don't,
action than we
I'm
have.
just like, no, I don't feel shit. What the fuck are
Is
you
it cool that we
going on
rock
about? I'm
grounds
like,
guard outfits?
he's just like,
Be
yeah,
worse
no,
not to.
I feel like
They
we're
made
being
them
watched.
especially
I'm
for
like,
us.
You
dude,
got a
it's the
sweet
middle of the
insignia
fucking
on.
night, and we're
In the
just
Crown's
walking.
Guard, your
We
attire
walk the
identifies you.
streets
So wear
so
it with
many
pride.
times we could probably do this shit blindfolded. I think we would notice if someone was watching us. And so I get him motivated to start walking again. And, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm a paranoid person from watching so many horror movies as a child that the rules from, like, Scream and everything are, like, brainwashed into my mind at this point in time in my life.
And here we are.
I kind of ignore a rule that's not in Scream, but in horror movies
Let's
in general.
call it a day.
What's
All right.
what's the rule I'm
No
gonna
pitch to
say,
tent.
Ash?
Don't pick up the phone.
Don't look behind you.
Oh.
Yeah. Mike looks behind him. I look behind myself. And behind the tree, I see someone. They're like 7 trees down on the previous block that we just walked up on. Again, it's like a black hooded figure peeking out behind a tree. And so I casually just kind of look back and I keep walking, and then at a young age with your best friends, sometimes you come up with certain codes to just kind of hint to them, hey, you know, something's maybe wrong. And one of the things that just is a natural thing, since I've known John since, you know, fucking preschool when we still went to Catholic school, I've known John for that long. That one of the things that we kind of do if we know something's not right is we'll tap each other, our wrists, or not our wrists, but the knuckles of our hands, if we're walking on opposite sides of each other, is we'll tap each other. We'll tap each other a couple times on, you know what I mean, right? It's kind of like a fist bump, but it's from the side. And if we're walking side by side and we just notice something's not right, we'll do that little tap to each other. That's like that's one of our things. And I tap him, he's like, yeah, what's up? I'm like, dude, I think you're right. He's like, what do you mean? As we're walking, I'm like, there is definitely someone in like a black hoodie or something following us. He's like, are you fucking serious? I'm like, yeah, I'm serious. That's what I just saw behind us. He's kind of freaking out at this point, but he's not to the point where he's wanting to take off like the fucking Flash to get to my buddy's house. Like, he's like nervously walking, like he's hunched with his backpack, and he's ready to like throw his backpack at someone if they go to grab him. And the beautiful thing about what kind of backpack John had at that time is he had the double buckles underneath. So if someone were to grab him by his backpack, he can instantly just flip those and like throw it up over him and get out of a grab from if someone grabs his backpack. So he's kind of like in that pre-prep stance as he's walking, and I'm just like,
Take care of the car.
so now what the fuck do we do? And I just keep talking to him. I'm like, maybe we should take turns looking behind us to see how far this person is behind us. And if that person get close enough, we could try taking whoever this person is on or take them down enough to give us time to get to friend B's house. And we're about on the third to last block to this guy's house. And we start taking, every couple minutes, one of us will look behind us. We didn't like pick up our pace or anything, we kept walking slow. Because if you start picking up your pace, whoever this is may know you're onto them, and they may just full out sprint at you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're still walking at our same pace, but every couple
Sometimes
minutes,
I wonder
one
if
of us
we'll
will
ever
look
see
behind.
inside that beautiful car again.
And this
Sitting
person,
most of the
instead
day
of being
was pretty
7
nice.
trees behind us,
Napping was even better.
it's more like 4 now.
Over there. That's it, right?
That's a door.
So,
Yes, but not your
and each time we keep
run-of-the-mill
doing our turns
make quick
to look
work of
back, I'm like, so dude, what the fuck do we do?
breed. Wait a sec.
What?
He's like,
Scared, big
well,
guy?
we either book it the rest of the way,
Sure. Looks tame to me.
Yeah.
or we try to scare this person to the point where they bolt.
Nice one.
Like, that's our option. We're not trying to confront the person at this point. We're getting creeped out because there might be literally 4 trees behind us as we're walking. So it's just like, I got it. He's like, what? What do you possibly have in mind? It's like, this is stupid, free Michael. Okay, this is Michael that could literally do $5 to. I've hit one of my friends in the fucking head with a skateboard for $5 from some random construction worker. Again, that's another story for another time. Anyways. He's like, what do you have in mind? I'm going to open the pocket knife that I have in my pocket, and I'm gonna quickly turn, and I'm going to sprint at this motherfucking person with this knife in my hand to the point where this person can hurt. Because at the time, I'm still a relatively tall kid.
Ring, ring.
And so I'm banking on having a threatening weapon and being how tall I am that I can intimidate whoever this is to fucking leave.
Nice work, y'all. By the way, the
And
old
we're
girl's looking
closely
good
on
too.
his
She'll be
end
waiting at the
block.
garage.
Gotcha.
So I'm like, okay, as soon as we cross the street, I'm gonna flick this out and I'm gonna turn behind. And I'm gonna start going towards this person.
Who's up next behind the
He's like,
wheel?
okay,
Ignis should take it and never
1,
let go.
2,
It
3.
helps that he can
Flick
keep
open,
4 eyes on
turn
the
around.
dash.
I couldn't even keep
We
one.
don't see this person behind any of the trees. And
Put me in the
every time we
driver's
look behind, they were peeking out. I'm like,
Because I need the leg room in back.
okay. I look back at John, I'm like, book it? He's like, yeah. So we start booking it. And now that we're running to this guy's house, we're still taking turns looking behind us, and we see this fucking thing again, sprinting from the trees. Like they're on the same side of the street, and they're running behind the trees. And I'm like, dude, call
It's rude
friend
to
B
keep a
and
girl
tell
waiting.
him
You better
to
apologize.
be outside.
What is that?
And this guy's taller than both of us. He's like, okay, I'm calling.
A live hurricane.
So he calls him.
That thing's like
He's like, okay, dude, I'm
half bird,
gonna head
half
out with
storm,
one of
half
my BB
airship.
guns.
You
I'm like,
realize
okay,
that's
cool.
3 halves.
Would explain its size.
So we have backup on the guy's
Awesome in
porch.
every sense.
And as soon as we get to his house, we don't see the person sprinting after us behind the trees anymore. The friend B that was on his porch, all he saw was us booking it to his house. He didn't see the person running behind us. And we explained to him, dude, there was someone fucking following us. Yeah, and we were able to like tell his mom, hey, can we go out for a bit?
Can walk.
She's like, yeah,
Our
bring
Crown
this
City
huge
upbringing
fucking
didn't prepare us
flashlight
for
with
this.
you. Okay.
Pretend you're walking to
So
the
we do.
car.
He switches from his rifle BB gun to a handgun BB gun. And either I can't remember if John grabbed one of his knives or like his dagger that came with one of his samurai sword sets. I'm really not sure. I think John would probably remember what he grabbed. I think it was maybe a pocket knife. And so we head out with the huge fucking flashlight, and we kind of look. We couldn't find anyone. We were the only ones out at that time. I can't explain that either, but I at least have a witness to that one.
Stuff.
Nice. You're being helpful for a change.
It was so fucking bizarre, dude.
Great.
Should I tell you about the time? Should I tell you about the time this girl was stalking John?
Order away.
Oh, sounds interesting.
And she was technically stalking me as well to know
right
where
up.
John was. So this is how it kind of ties back.
Look out, stomach.
Okay, so in middle school, we were both, every time, because I was part of like the special education thing, I rarely got to see some of my best friends. And whenever I was in a class with them, it was like this holy, you know, like
Things I can tell you.
like how Fry and Bender would kind of react being separated for a while, or like the guys from regular show would interact with each other if they had like an easy work day ahead of them. That's
Had your fill?
practically
Good.
our reaction whenever I was in a class with them. It was just like, oh, fuck yeah! So I was in the same cooking class with John in middle school. And even cooler is they put him at the same table with me. So it was even more like, yeah, motherfucker!
Have you
And
filled
so
your brows?
they sit someone else with us and this one girl with us as well. This girl had like blondish hair that was curly, and she mainly wore her hair in a ponytail. And she was kind of nice. I mean, she kind of was, like, if you were to question her on something, she would get kind of hostile. But overall, she was a relatively okay person to have in the cooking class with us. And then over time, with it having her in the class,
Thank you
she
kindly.
would constantly ask, when we had like downtime within the class, she would constantly like grill John on,
Sorry about the
you
wait.
know, about
Ain't
him.
she
Like,
pretty?
what are you
She's
into?
almost too pretty
Who is
for
that?
love.
You know, are you friends with Mike? Blah 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 blah. Shit like
She's
that.
back. We should all get
Yeah.
a picture with her.
And me being the wise little dumbass I was, I'm like, John has a girlfriend in cooking class. Because I could tell she was kind of
All
into
the more
him.
reason to ride with care. Oh,
And
before I
eventually,
forget,
I'm just
would
like,
y'all mind making a little delivery for
so
me?
do you like John? She's like, what? No! And I'm like, okay. I kind of
No,
turned
not
to
at all.
John in
Perfect.
class. I'm like,
Thought you'd say yes.
totally likes you,
So
man.
I already put
He's
it in
like,
the trunk.
Yeah,
there
whatever.
should be a motel on your way to Galden. If y'all wouldn't mind giving that
And
to the owner,
so,
that'd be swell.
you know,
Grandpa like grandkid.
a couple months have passed. And eventually,
Now that
one
she's
day,
all
I'm
polished
playing
up and
video
ready for
games
the road.
with John, and he's like,
Would you care to take her for
hey,
a
you
little
know,
test
so-and-so.
drive, if not?
in our cooking class, right? I'm like, yeah. Dude, she's fucking stalking me. I'm
Sure.
like, what?
Why not?
He's like,
And I
yeah.
needn't remind you to
Like,
exercise caution.
I found her like outside my house when I've come home from school, or I was out with my mom running errands, or I come home from getting my sister and I either see her up the block or leaving notes at the house, or I've seen her following me as I go pick up my sister. It's really creeping me out. I'm like, dude, she just likes you. It's like, it's fucking creepy.
Everything
I'm
in
like,
order.
okay,
Yep.
All right.
whatever. I kind of blow him off. I kind of pull the dick friend card. I'm like, yeah, whatever, not my problem. So,
Hammerhead is like no
2
garage
days
ever.
after John decides to tell
One
me
would
this,
expect no less of purveyors to
the
the
asshole
crowd.
decides to have his mom call
I'll
him out
miss it once
sick.
this road trip's over with.
There's no reason you can't
Do you
pay them
see
a
where this
visit
is
anytime
going?
you please. I'm sure Cindy will be glad to look after your car.
Mhm.
Right. So, that's what
And
this is about.
just so happens,
If you need, I could
it's
always lend you
me
the
and
regalia.
her,
Whoa!
the only two people in our group,
Thanks for the
and
offer,
we're
but
practically not cooking
once we're back
today.
in the
We're just
Crown
kind of
City,
doing
I
paperwork
think I better square
in
my own
cooking
wheels.
class. And I am trying not to talk to her. I am just trying to focus on this 2-page worksheet and get ready until the bell rings so I can go to my next fucking class. Because I do not want to interact with this girl. And she just starts tapping her pencil on the desk, on the table that we're at. And it gets to the point where I get so fucking annoyed that I look up and I give her my crazy eyes and I'm like, what? She's like, where's John? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not his keeper. And then I look back down and I go back to working
Hey,
again
wanna hit up the
on my
crow's
worksheet.
If you wish to put on weight,
And then, guess what I hear again?
Tapping.
certainly.
Hold on, I gotta close the
I
flash.
know.
I gotta close the flash. Shut up, you're ruining the narrative of the story. So I drop my pencil,
out here
and I look at,
all just sit down.
you're one of his best friends. You should know where he is. I'm just like, okay, one,
Umbra,
kind of creepy
bring us
that you
stuff.
know that I'm
Attaboy.
one of his
That
best
dog
friends.
can really track his scent.
And
Certainly
two,
knows how to
at
find
that
us.
time,
How do you always
we
know,
would
boy?
constantly talk, or we would
Sick.
notify, hey dude, I'm calling off today, but come over so we can hang out. I got, this game while I
Nice
called
flower.
off sick, teehee.
It's the same
Like,
kind
we were
we
in
send
that
our
kind
plants
of, like,
with.
communication
Oh,
with each
yeah.
other that we would
Syllable.
let each other know that we're not coming in to school. Like, that's how tight we were as friends. And it was even more creepier that she would,
I have
know
a favor
that.
to ask.
And
Take
I
the
was kind of
notebook with you when
bullshitting
you
my
go.
way through
Sure.
this class,
That's no
sitting
problem.
at her at the
I
table.
want you to put
So
something
I'm just like,
in the book and send it back.
I don't know. Maybe he's sick. And she's like, okay. And she just goes back to working on her thing. I'm like, fucking finally. Jesus. And so, class is over, right? And so I eventually go out of my class. Class goes fine. And then bell rings. Guess who's
All set. Take care out there.
outside
I
my
know.
classroom?
You're not gonna tell me.
Then don't ask.
What was that about?
Crazy stalker girl.
You don't say.
Now that our work's done, let's see ourselves to golden.
And I just look at her. She's giving me these creepy eyes, and it's like, oh, holy shit, someone that can match me in creepiness. Fuck. And I'm
Everything
like,
in order.
nope. I just nope the fuck out. And guess what? Guess who I have PE class with?
Ignis, pull over a sec.
Certainly.
Go ahead, Ash. Ask. Go ahead.
Crazy
Go ahead.
stalker girl.
Yes.
Well, here we are.
Bang! And she starts talking to one of my best friends who just so happens to be handicapped. And, like, in a wheelchair. My friend, who's a female and who's handicapped, she's talking to her. And I'm just like, well, that's kind of weird because I've never seen Crazy Stalker Girl ever talk to her before.
Time
This
to
is
shove
kind of
off.
fucking weird.
Go for it.
So, next class, I talk to... Can I just call her Wheels? Because I don't talk to her anymore either. I'm going to call her Wheels. So I talk to Wheels, and I'm like, hey, you know so-and-so, right?
For our next story, Lady
She's like, yeah, what's up?
of Tenebrae
Like,
has issued an
I
official
have like a
statement
sister,
regarding
brother-sister
the forthcoming
relationship
treaty.
with her. I'm like,
Words cannot
so
express
what the hell was
the
that
joy
about?
in my heart. A
she's like, oh, she was asking about you and your friend John and all of this other stuff. And she's like, I'm gonna be honest, she's kind of fucking creepy. I'm like, yeah, I know, right? She's like, yeah, no, she was just kind of like probing me for information. It's kind of weird. I'm like, okay. Thanks for the heads up. So John's finally back at school the next day, right? And we're in cooking class. And guess what she finally does, Ash?
It's
John
in
Oates.
the treaty?
Of course. Simple
And my
formality.
boy says,
One of those
sorry,
symbol of the peace deals.
I'm not interested.
So it's more
I'm
like
not
a
interested in
marriage
you.
of convenience.
And he
Our
also
ladyship
calls her out
seems
on her
nevertheless
creepy behavior.
amenable to the prospect.
And knocked here
And
like
I
that,
also
yeah.
throw in, you know, and it's also kind of weird that you
What's that?
kind of follow me
I
around
do?
school
Buzz off.
and you start probing my other friends about, you know, how I'm friends with him and trying to learn more about our history as friends. It's kind of weird. And I just kind of throw that in, and this girl kind of like freaks out a bit. She's like, but I love you, John. And I just want to know who your friends are. And it's just like
I
this
see
really,
too.
That's
really
Golden Key.
creepy ass
Kinda wanna
moment.
go
And
for a
it's just
dip.
like,
Very
okay,
big
thank God
mountain
the
behind
bell
it?
rung,
No,
and we
it's
left.
an island.
Nobody goes to Galden for an
Yeah.
island, though.
But
They go to
Yeah,
kickback and get
so-
massages.
And so
here's
is
part of the
seafood.
story
It's famously
where
delicious.
the weirdness kind of
Sounds
goes out the
great.
window.
Something to look
And
forward
Mike
to.
has to go all serious and shit after relaying his story. So apparently, a couple days after her rejection,
We need to replenish our supply of curatives.
Gotcha.
apparently she killed herself.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Mind you, I also had other altercations with her outside of school, like she would follow me around our town, which was also creepy. She would also follow John around town as well, too. I should have thrown that in before going into that, but yeah, no, apparently she killed herself.
Oh, ouch. Yeah, that's a shocker.
I have a feeling she was close to either going full yandere on his ass, killing his
Is this
friends,
place amazing or what?
because she was literally following
Didn't think I'd enjoy the
either
seaside this
me
much.
or
Well,
him
sounds like it's made a good
outside of
first
school
impression.
at a certain point. Like, I got really, really fucking creepy, especially on weekends. I don't really even know if her killing herself is actually true or not. Because
Welcome to Gald.
when this information finally broke to me
I'm
at
afraid you're out
school,
of luck.
it was
All right.
ironically in cooking
The
class.
boats bring you here.
And
Well,
one of the principals
they'll not
actually
take you
pulled
forward.
John out of the class to talk
What's
to him.
your story?
And she was
I'm an
obviously
impatient
not at our
traveler.
table.
Ready to turn ship.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
The ceasefire's getting us nowhere.
And John does come back to the table, and I'm like, hey, what the fuck is that about? He's like,
What's this?
I'll tell you
Some sort of
later.
Souvenir.
They make those?
What? No.
Consider it your allowance.
And basically, I heard through
Yeah.
a group of
And who's
people that
allowing
apparently
us?
she killed herself at
The
school.
man of no
And then eventually,
consequence.
I come to John, I'm like, hey, did you hear this?
Yeah,
He's like,
right.
yeah, that's what I've been hearing. And he says to me
You believe what
that
that guy said about the
basically
port being closed?
I'm skeptical. Well, I won't
she
discuss the
was
possibility.
quote unquote
Let's
being
say we go
transferred
check it
to
out for
another
ourselves.
school by her parents because of some behavior issue. But like, I really don't know, like, if she actually did kill herself, because even the teachers were talking about it too. So I don't really know what is true. I don't know if the principals told John that just to, like, comfort him and reassure him that, hey, she's no longer going to be stalking you anymore, and not tell him, you know, she killed herself because she couldn't go full yandere on his ass or whatever. Like, I really don't know what the truth is at that point. Yeah, that's the end of that fucking story. Any questions?
That was fucking dark.
I know, right?
Shit.
What are the viewers talking about? I'm very curious.
Well, the person who joined still in here. They must be, you know, got in a bag box of popcorn and fucking munching on it.
Well, apparently if that's the guy that contacted you on fucking Twitch, and if you actually want to hear real story times, subscribe to the channel and fucking hit me up on Twitter or Instagram and be like, hey man, you should actually do this as mini videos or something. Because I won't mind digging into my past. I got embarrassing stories too. I really don't want to go into any embarrassing stories, though. I mean, I guess we should go into something.
It's gonna be fun. Embarrassing stories are fun.
Yeah, I guess we should go into a better story after that fucked up one, huh?
Fucking tell me about it.
Let's see. I love blocking out memories from your childhood and then you fucking remember them. Did I ever tell you this time that I maked out with a snowman? Or snow woman, rather. With tits. I'm not even joking. The snow woman had tits. Like it was a snow man, but it was a woman and it had tits. Okay, so this was when Mike was a freshman, and he was either freshman or sophomore in high school, and the Angry Whopper and the Angry McChicken came out at Burger King, and John and I were literally addicted to buying these burgers because they were so fucking awesome. And it was snowing real bad. And I basically called off work this day because it was going to be the weekend as well and into our winter break. So I was like, yeah, motherfucker, fuck work. Let's hang out. Go get us some Angry Whoppers and Angry McChickens. John's car gets completely fucking snowed in my driveway. So we can't even drive to Burger King, which is on a busy street, but it's somewhat close to the house. My genius idea is, fuck it, man, we walk. So we gear up in a bunch of winter clothes, and we head out. And we're not taking the main roads because, again, it's snowing real bad, and some of the main road areas don't have sidewalks. So we're walking on the side streets that are close to the main road that Burger King is on.
According to my sources, the Empire,
Damn.
given strict
That was
orders
fucking
to let
fast.
any vessels leave the docks.
I just went from 2 views
Real
to
shame if you
4.
were late to your own wedding, right, Prince?
The snowmen made and snowwomen made in the front
Think it'd go unnoticed.
yard. I'm like, dude, that's pretty cool. He's like, yeah, I know, right? I'm like, awesome.
If you want to remain
And I just
incognito,
look,
I'll respect
and
your
there's
wish
this one
in exchange
snowwoman,
for a favor.
and they literally made her boobs like legitly a decent human size. I'm like, I'm gonna remember those.
I know
And
you'd
so
go around.
go to
Let me
Burger
see you
King, we eat a couple, you know, we get like 10, 15 angry Whoppers and
Mark,
angry
where you need to go
McChickens.
on your
Mind
map.
you,
All
this
you
is
gotta
my
do is
shitty
find me some
Walgreens
rough
money,
gemstones.
plus
Like
money I
this
got
one.
from parents,
Do this, and your
money
ship
from
will
his
come in.
parents and his,
and the
you know,
papers are
from
running
his
out of
shit
town.
job at the time.
Capiche?
And we're like, fuck it. We're literally going on winter break. We're going to buy as much junk food before we make it back to the house. So we eat a couple
really
there,
got your number,
and we
Nuts.
bring our burgers with us.
Not like we made much effort to keep it secret.
And so we walk past this house again,
finds a way.
and I'm like,
We needn't
I know what I'm gonna do.
Best
I'm like, hey
making
man,
our enemy.
hey, give me an Angry McWhopper real quick. He's like, okay. What are you doing? I'm like, hold on, I'll show you. So I take a huge bite, right? I unwrap it, take a huge bite. And I go over to the snow woman with the decent sized tits, right? Do you see where I'm going with
Hey,
this?
buddy. What's up?
Ash?
A little stroll?
And-
Come your own alone?
no? You don't see where I'm going?
Yeah.
Come up with some cat food.
Could
So,
always buy some.
I have
Or we could fish for some.
a hot
Excellent idea. Let's go.
Angry Whopper in my mouth. It's still warm as fuck. And I'm chewing on it, and I'm like, I know something that will get a fucking amazing laugh out of my friend here. I motorboat the snow woman while I'm eating the Angry Whopper. And what made it kind of funny and cool at the same time is the heat from the Angry Whopper in my mouth made steam start coming off as I was doing it. He was fucking dying. He was dying during it. While I'm doing this, I'm just going, and eventually I don't have any more of the burger in my mouth, and I'm just eating snow now at this point while doing it. He's fucking dying. I'm just like, so you ready to go home? And he's like, you fucking weirdo. I'm like, yeah. And we just come back to the house and we play some Fallout 3. That's the end of the story, kiddos. Mike motorboated a snow woman while eating an Angry Whopper.
Everything in order.
Yep.
All right.
And celebrated it by playing Fallout 3. There you guys go, kids. This is not even drinking stories. Oh, should I tell you about the time that I was drinking underage and I was in the car at the police station because my parents were trying to find one of my sisters?
Royal rank
Go on.
carries little weight outside the Crown City.
How are the viewers
It's not
doing? We
weighing
still
you
have
down.
4 viewers?
Yep. Still got 4.
They're not talking at all?
No, I think they're just watching the gameplay and listening to you.
Okay, so this is when I was underage and like a preteen, and my sister went out on New Year's with her boyfriend, and we didn't know where the fuck she was. And I was kind of pissed at my sister recently, and because she owed me like $15. And she said she would eventually pay me back when she got home from whatever the fuck party that she was at. And now it's roughly like 2 in the morning,
You sure
and she's still not home. My parents are freaking out.
According to the map.
John is over,
Scope it out.
ironically. Again, John is part of the story. And I'm pissed. I'm like, dude, I want my fucking money. And he's like, I don't know what to do, man. Let's go play video games or some shit. I'm like, no, man, I'm fucking pissed. He's like,
Everything in order.
well, there's nothing you can do. I'm like, no, there is something I can do. We just hit a new year. I know what I'm going to do. My sister bought this huge bottle of vodka. And it was like an orange flavored vodka. Like it was an actual orange vodka. And it was...
It should be a nice
I
change of
fucking forget the
pace.
name of it, but it like has a bat as its logo. Let's see if that helps anyone figure out what vodka it is. But anyways, I'm like, she only had a couple sips of this bottle, and it's still practically full. It was still at like the tip of like it was still towards the cap, towards the bottleneck.
Like, if it's still full, she may have like 2 sips out of it. I'm like, I'm gonna get back at her right now. He's like, he literally just face palms while the TV's on. And he was watching TV, and he sees me in the kitchen holding the bottle, and he just face palms. And I just pop the cap off. I just start chugging that fucker right in the kitchen, right by the fridge. This thing is like a 60 proof or higher vodka, and I'm a preteen, and I'm drinking this. I'm like maybe 13, 14, something like that. And I'm chugging this. My dad could have easily came downstairs and be like, what the fuck are you doing? But just so happens my sister was outside, my other sister was outside having a cigarette, and she walks in, and she sees me finish the bottle. She's like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm getting back at Teresa. And she's like, ah, shit. She's like, John, take him upstairs and try to keep him entertained. Because she could tell, 1, I'm a preteen, and 2, at that time, I was incredibly a fucking lightweight when it came to alcohol. So basically, I was drunk right the fuck away after finishing that, by chugging that fucker. I mean, he's literally trying to keep me entertained by, like, video games or playing on my desktop computer. Eventually, my mom calls up to us and be like, you guys and I or Natalie are going to the police station to file a missing persons report or something for your sister. John face palms again. Double face palms, and like, this is gonna end badly. And I'm just like, don't worry, I'll be okay. So we get ready, get in the car. And my mom doesn't like when she goes inside. I'm kind of like and I'm intoxicated as fuck.
Wow.
And
still can't believe you're
my
actually
sister's
tying
like,
a knot,
can you
dude.
shut him up, please?
How does it feel now that it's finally happening?
Fine, I guess.
John's trying
come on,
his
you can't
best
fool
to
me.
like keep me
Ain't gotta be
engaged
over
in a
the moon
conversation.
together.
I can't
No big
remember
deal.
what the fuck he was trying to get me to talk
whatever.
about. But apparently all I said, like the next day he told me, is like, you wanted more alcohol,
Everything in order.
apparently.
Yep.
That's all he told me. So yeah, he's trying to engage me in something else, but apparently I wanted to get drunk more. So eventually my mom comes outside and she's talking to apparently the same officer that she was talking to inside the police station. And my sister literally looks back at both of us, and I could remember this clear as day, regardless of being drunk or not. And she's like, keep his mouth shut. Nope. Let's just say that did not happen. I'm talking loudly. Again, I'm trying to piece this. I remember bits and pieces of this.
I'm pretty beat.
And the rest had to be filled in by John later. But I'm singing to myself again out loud, blah blah blah. And eventually the officer's like, "Can I talk to the youngest female in the front seat of the car?" So my sister gets out, looks back at us again, and like I get the sister death stare. Like, please, for the love of God, don't be a fucking idiot right now. So I'm singing again. Again, John's trying his best. He fucking fails again. Oh no, he's not feeling too well, blah 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 blah. He's, you know, he's just a minor. Him and his friend don't really know what's going on, and they were just kind of hanging out. And I opened the door of the car. And I open the car door and I step out. I'm like, don't worry, everything's fine. He's like, no, it's not, son. We can't file a report for your sister yet because it hasn't been 24 hours. And we cannot go looking for her. I'm like, she'll turn it up eventually. And I just kind of get back in the car. I never, like, walked up to the officer or anything. We literally had this from me by the car door in the parking lot. Well, him, my sister, and my mom were at the exit.
I'm a lucky man.
He never came close to me. But John told me I was slurring my words and everything, and it's like, apparently he didn't give a fuck that a minor was completely intoxicated. And I was more worried about the sister that we didn't know where she was, even though she was of legal age and with her boyfriend.
Oh, we got a message.
What?
From I want to be the very best. What level are you?
85.
There you go. I'm a level fucking 3. I just started the game today, and yeah.
No one gives a fuck about my stories, apparently. That's fine.
Anyway, back to MRG's story.
So I sit down, back in the car, and John's like, "You are a dumbass. You are a fucking
dumbass. Sorry for giving you
dumbass.
such a hard time. I just had to see to make it up to you. That
You
guy
could
was
go to
taking
jail.
freebies. Here's
Your
one for
mom
me.
could
Come back
probably
if you
go
wanna
to
buy
jail.
more.
And you are a dumbass." I'm like, "Oh, it'll be fine."
Oh, well, it's our
Turns
luck
out
to
everything
change
was fine. Because my mom got back in the car.
As
My sister got back in the car. And we went home.
I admit I didn't expect Dino to secure us a ship.
And apparently, when I got home, I just literally
ready to set sail?
went up to my room and took off my coat and fucking passed out on the bed. And the next day,
Already? The ship won't arrive till tomorrow.
we both get up.
How about
He
you find a place to
explains shit
spend the
that I
night?
can't really remember. And eventually, we tell my mom about it, and she's like,
bedtime.
"What?
Sounds good?
You were drunk during that whole thing?" And I'm like, "Yeah." It was like, "I thought you were just kind of happy that it was New Year's or something, or you were hyper or whatever." I'm like, "Nope." So that's the end of that story, and no one gives a fuck about my story, so why am I still doing stories, Ash?
I care about your stories.
That's one person. And apparently one guy that bothered you on Kick.
Well taken.
What was his name?
Damn.
Tell me.
This is a really good shot.
Oh god.
I made sure I
What
got
was
the
it?
regalia's good side.
What was his name? What was his username?
Billy, I think.
Billy. Billy the Kid. Where the fuck are you? I'm doing it right now. Doing stories. Right now, well, Ash has an amazing boy band trip with Final Fantasy In-Sync Edition. Where the fuck are you, Billy? You missed some great stories. You and Billy are the only one that care. Everybody else in your fucking stream doesn't give a fuck. Literally, that's the only fucking comment on the stream is about your level. What the fuck, man? I almost feel like my stories were wasted. Shit.
Well, anyway, Mike, I actually enjoy your stories.
The sad and fucked up thing about these stories is they're all fucking true. That's the sad part.
Fuck, you know.
I guess we could just shoot the shit now as you're playing Final Fantasy. I really don't want to tell any more stories since your viewers don't give a fuck. Love you guys, but damn, no interaction from them whatsoever besides, what's your level? It must be just like solely Final Fantasy fanboys that don't give a fuck. And I know they're out there because it's all they care about is watching other people play the game.
I just have to fucking laugh at fucking boy band in sync Final Fantasy edition.
And literally what it is.
Where's
Road
Specs?
Trip. Final
Should be
Fantasy
back in a
Sync
minute now.
edition. Oh, Final Fantasy community, does that burn, bitches? Well, maybe you'll appreciate my stories when I'm not in this fucking guy's live streams. Hmm?
It's in all the papers.
Assholes.
What is? Insomnia.
If they can't tell that I mean that with love, then damn, you really
Sure, I
need to
delivered a
check
joke.
yourself. Like, holy shit.
I need you to come.
I didn't know you'd fucking joking around.
I hope they do. No, I get one angry comment or message on Twitter like, I was very offended by what you said during Zeke's stream. Also, you shouldn't tell stories like that. You're going to ruin the young children's minds.
Well,
First off, look at who our fucking president is in the state.
And I'm not from the state.
States. The states. Look at how fucked up our country is if you live in the U.S. Okay. Now check your fucking privilege and shove it up your fucking ass. I'm sorry, that may be the alcohol talking, but I think I agree with myself when I say that.
Split personality.
Oh shit, I remembered where I was. I just remembered where I was when I was playing Evil Within. Fuck.
It's okay. A lot of good
You don't see me. I'm just Tweety Bird. Oh fuck.
Really? Can Faith stop a fleet of Imperial dreadnoughts?
Well, I'm fucked.
My old man had plenty of faith.
Boy, what happened?
Oh, I'm fucked. I'm fucked. I'm fucked. I'm fucked. I'm fucked. I'm fucked.
They betrayed us. Come judge us.
I'm backed into a corner and those big creepy things are trying to kill me again.
Like that ceasefire.
Please tell me they're dead. For the love of Christ.
Look at the size of those things.
Fuck. They're not
Imperial
dead.
dreadnoughts. They transport soldiers, namely the Magitech infantry.
The robots.
Please fuck off.
Mass-produced
I have no
humanoid
ammo.
weapons of warfare.
Tactical retreat, go.
Doesn't look like they'll be signing that peace treaty.
Take my Electra and shove it up your ass.
Up ahead!
I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead.
They've set up an inspection point.
As Ash's
If the
fault,
road
I
ahead's
died.
blocked,
Evil
we'll
then.
find a way
Okay, I'm
around.
done playing Evil then.
That was quick, you just fucking popped it in.
Yeah, I know. I remembered where I was and I said, no. I should play Gale Gun. Gale Gun? I should go with the Angel route and go with the Angel, but I really want to get with both sisters.
You know you should do, Mike? You should stream Frisky Business.
Hell, for $1 per
Let's
month
make it
and
detour.
enough requests
There ought
on
to be a decent
Patreon,
amount
I
of
will
time
make
ahead.
that happen. Oh, I can't even. But what about Gale Gun, Ash?
Are you
Another game I should stream? Now I'm buzzed.
No, he's on about both of those.
No. Did you enjoy the story, person that asked this question?
Yeah, I want to be the very best. Did you enjoy MRG's,
Even
you
though
know,
they do a stream
story?
late.
Want to take them out?
Oh yeah. Those scrap heaps are
At
gonna
least
wish
one
they
of
had
the
a treaty
stories
to
that you have
protect
to
them.
hear. Maybe two? I don't fucking know. Alright, that's right. I got good info. And I got a wait on it.
You know what's funny, Mike? I'm actually got the Gunblade from Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy, the Gunblade from. Sorry, wasn't paying attention. What? No?
9.
Oh, Mike was actually telling a story, or MIG was telling a story.
It's 9-ish.
Thank
so
you.
it's for 9.
Oh, it's 9!
Oh, did someone summon German ho-ho? We take all the artichokes and we put it in my German oven. Oh. We are tired of the grass Pokemon taking our jobs. Us legendary Pokemon stand strong. We are the master race of Pokemon. Oh, stay there.
Oh, that joke gets more offensive every time I do it. Every time.
Be there it is.
Just me. Oh, I just think it's very fun.
Wait, he just realized that that's what I was doing?
Hell yeah, Professor Outlaw. I think he was.
Got it!
Hentai Fiend.
There's a play mode I'm playing.
Well, thank you for subscribing, by the way. I am the very best. Also, if you like my content, don't forget to subscribe to
Pokemon.
Don't forget to subscribe to MRG93. He's the guy who's in the stream with me. Yeah.
I am the god that you hear in your voice. I am the man that you cannot see, nor see gameplay of currently. I am the one that plays with the flask.
So these are MTs.
Fireballs.
Soldiers, muscles.
If you go onto my channel and that, you will see him on the subscription, like YouTube family, what's that, YouTube brothers.
Or you could just easily type an M, an R, and a T, and a 9, and a 3 into the search bar, and I guarantee you I'm the first person this result. Or you could do that, whichever you prefer. Shooting girls with pheromones, making them orgasm. I know Ash would love to own this game. Oh, I'm sorry, Ash, I just completely slowed you out. She wants this game. Fuck, I missed the bonus. Shit.
Sounds great, your way is awesome. Well, thank you. Well, for me and Mikey and MIG, we tend to go with our own style instead of, you know...
The Beauties and the Marks and the Jacks and the Blackacais. They're all beautiful and such talents, but we're our own thing.
Yep.
Damn! I didn't see that pose before. Oh shit.
Whoa. Holy shit. Fuck. You're gonna jump off the bridge, come bang me? That's not a good idea. Fuck! I can't pick up the fucking thing on the ground. Fuck.
As the ceasefire discussions between the two nations, all provisional terms have been suspended in light of recent developments. Moreover, in the wake
Hey Mike,
of
I
the
think
news of
I am the very
success,
best
we've now
subscribe
received
to you.
word that Crown Prince Noctis and the Oracle Luna Freya have also been pronounced dead.
Keep it on. Cool. Thank you for subbing. Let's see how long it lasts though. Because I know a lot of people will unsub eventually because they're weird. Or they'll do the shit where they sub and then unsub. Sorry, I'm a very bitter person when it comes to the quote-unquote subs.
We tend to have people who not very nice and tend to be mean.
Hello?
And that shit.
Core?
I know what we're trying to do is, you know, have fun with our, you know, channels and try to grow a bit more so we can do our own panels or get somewhere in the
Any of this
future.
makes sense. The news just told me
Especially
I'm
panels.
dead, along with my father and
Fucking
Luna.
fun enough.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you women! Jesus, don't get in my face with your love letters. Scared the fuck out of me. Holy shit. Yeah. I'd love to do a panel.
Oh, trust me, doing a panel, con or anything like that, I would literally love to do and laugh my ass off doing.
Yep. For real. Fuck.
Oh, I'm on chapter 2 already. Fuck me. I could barely go through chapter 1.
Oh my god.
Well, anyway, Mike, if you do get a Final Fantasy, there is a hotel on the beach, and I want to be very best. It's told me there's a group of monsters you go and kill. Instead of resting, you carry on. You don't rest, and you just keep killing them. You get about 50,000 XP and over 100,000 gold. Or gal.
And you have sex with the monsters. After you slay the men, you have sex with the women. Monsters.
Where do you think Monster Musume? Where do you think the Monster Musume was around?
Where, you see, when a man loves a monster very much, they have sex with said monster.
Oh, look at the two white and black wolves. That's adorable.
Oh, Ash is going to rape one of them. Pick now which one you want from the rape. Hashtag white wolf. Hashtag black wolf. Hashtag wolf.
Oh wow, she's cute. I didn't know Noctis had a sister. Damn, she's cute.
Bad touch. Bad touch.
The power of kings. I wish I had the power of a king.
Yeah, it's called Guilty Crown. Yes, we want to yes for that. You know what I mean? What are the other thing?
I wonder how things are in the city.
There should be reports before long. Yeah. Something this
I'm
big
sorry,
can't go
but Shu
ignored.
would get his ass kicked.
And what about
by
us?
Lelouch.
What do we do?
Like, Lelouch is not even a
right
fighter
now
or anything.
and figure the rest out later.
Without pulling a blade out, like, Shu would get his ass kicked.
Oh.
Got a message from my sister.
Oh, shots fired! Guilty Crown fan.
One of these dealers is okay.
Yeah. Doesn't sound like everyone
So
else
the
is so
air
lucky.
awards, motherfuckers.
Yeah, 420 nose go blazing.
Only ways forward.
Oh, spoilers for Code Geass, by the way. Nori is not actually, like, Honori, she's technically a clone, a Shu's sister that actually wanted to rape her little brother and like bring perfection or whatever, like to the world or whatever, because she was like a fucking psychopath Yandere chick in that thing. And she basically helps cause the Black Christmas within the universe, which is fucking crazy. Oh, did I say too much about the part of the story? Oh, my bad. People haven't watched it. You should watch it, though. And then you can bitch about the ending with the rest of us.
Don't we bitch about the ending anyway?
Well, you see, because Shu goes blind, and... Oh, I'm sorry. I sipped way too much.
Schneiser.
And then... Ash, have you seen Kogia? Or not Kogia's, Guilty Crown? I'm sure you saw Kogia. Huh?
I don't know which one episode of called, yes.
Oh, what about Guilty Crown, though?
Yeah, about 5 episodes.
Because, you know, I'm legitimately ruining the fucking plot of the anime. You know this, right?
Yep.
I am legit... Like, I'm not even making shit up. Like, that is literally his sister who dies. And somehow, through bullshit, she comes back through Honori and, like, fully takes over her body. And she wants to get to raping her brother again. But this time, it's different because she's actually in a clone of her body, but she's technically not related to Shu now at this point.
Most intriguing, Noct.
The anime's fucked up, is what I'm saying.
Cora left a message. Said they're to the north.
Oh, Shu also forgets about this, but eventually remembers this. Also, Shu becomes an asshole, loses, I think it was his left hand, and his best friends also betray him because they're pieces of shit. Someone that was his best friend as a child, who he eventually re-met and joined up with within the Resistance, also becomes the antagonist towards the end of the series as well, because of reasons. I guess brainwashing, plus Shu was running his resistant type group a lot more stricter, but better than him. Any more things do you want me to spoil about the show? I can keep going. One of the best girls in the series actually dies by helicopter machine gun fire.
Oh shit!
And her last act alive is with her void to heal Shu because Shu was practically dead. And by doing that, it basically killed her more. But she loved him so much. She probably is the best girl in that series. And it's a shame how she goes. And this basically flips Shu's governor / Rick governor mode. If you watch Walking Dead, you'll know what I'm talking about. That basically is what happens to Shu at that point. It flips that switch. And he becomes really asshole at that point. But it's reasonable. I get why he turns that way. What else can I spoil about the series? So let's get back to the ending. Shu defeats his sister, prevents another apocalypse from happening. Spoilers, Nori dies. She basically protects Shu from being crystallized along with her. Apparently, that's what happened to her, but whatever. It really doesn't show us this. But she dies. And she basically protects him, even though he wanted to go out with her. Fucking asshole. You should live! And he basically ends up blind from the incident. Motherfucker still lost his hand, and he's blind.
Well,
and he lost the power to pull the voids out. And he also loved another person that he loved on the same level as the other girl.
What a hoe.
Oh, and the friends that betrayed him really, really badly, like, these are the people that were also there when he got his hand cut off and completely betrayed him. Yeah, no, they're there at a Christmas party waiting for Shu to show up. Like, they never did what they did to him. And they're waiting for this dude to show up.
Motherfucker.
Honestly, all his friends who betrayed him should have fucking eaten fucking shit. Well, some of them turned back and helped Shu because they realized, oh, they fucked up. But some of them should have never gotten that instant redeemed bullshit without really even doing what they did. So again, it's like, what
Shall
the
we
fuck?
camp here?
And the ending shot is Shu listening to music that Honori also, because she did music in that world, and it shows Honori and like Shu can basically see her. So there's many ways that you can interpret the scene. So yeah, I can go into interpretations, but I really don't want to.
Lol.
I guess you can make the fuck it. I can no, I'll do a couple. The only thing that he can still see is Honori. That's the only thing that he ever wanted to see again, and hence why that's the only thing he can see technically. She's not technically dead, and she is part of the same soul he is now, and you can make the argument that the blindness is part of that now being a thing, since they are now together technically.
Hello?
Sheesh, thought I'd never
Or
get
you
through.
can make the
Good to
argument
hear your voice,
that
Highness. You recognize
the only
me.
way
You got
that
right.
he
Listen,
can
I've been
calm
worried about how you guys
himself
are doing.
or
How's about you
deal
drop
with
by
what
Golden and
happened
mingle
is
for a
by
bit?
listening
We'll
to
think
music.
about it.
And it's the only thing that he has left of her, and that's the only way that keeps him at some kind of peace. And the seeing her thing is just an artistic expression of his love that he still feels for Honori, even though she is no longer with him.
Looks like a hub for hunters.
I can keep going if you want. I could keep ruining this anime for you.
It's up to you.
I don't know. I'm probably just people off. Well, I haven't
Your
watched it.
Highness,
It's a great
I'm
show.
glad
It's
you're
the
safe.
ending. Fuck it.
Monica.
Head for the royal
The ending
tomb.
to me
The
pissed me
marshal
off the
awaits.
most. Don't get me started on Amnoa Zero though. That show pissed. Like I could do a 5-hour rant.
Strong have gathered in Altisha to pay their respects.
And people praise it.
Offering prayers out of
Who the fuck? There are some people that have rated that fucking anime 5 stars. I'm not even joking, Ash. I'm not even joking. I'm seriously not joking.
I know.
If you rated Abnoa 5 stars, 4 stars, get the fuck out of this stream. Get the fuck out of this fucking stream. That series does not even deserve that many fucking stars. Get the fuck out of the stream if you've rated that anime that high. Go jump off a fucking cliff. Because there's no way that anime is that good. I'm sorry, but no. It had every... It's basically like the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, Ash, with me. Is basically what Noah is. It has so many things that could have made it good, and it failed on every possible fucking level.
Is that
and I can
bad?
get into the Nightmare thing again. Oh, no, but here's the difference between the Nightmare remake and this show. This show actually starts off very, very strong. And by its second season,
basically everything goodwill that it is done and the interesting cliffhanger it gives you, it completely shits on you by the end, and you're like, excuse me, what did you do? This makes no sense. Who is this character? Basically, our main character does this. This is dumb. What the fuck? This is not a happy ending. Go fucking jump off the cliff. Please. Yeah. Unlike the Nightmare remake, where there's some decent aspects to it, like Freddy's, how he walks with his glove, the little tick that he adds, the stronger leading character. Chris should have been the main character and not have died, because they're Nancy's complete shit in this movie, in that remake.
Making it out of insomnia.
And they could have easily done a what-if scenario with Chris being the main female lead instead of Nancy. It would have been an interesting twist in the remake if Freddy was actually innocent. And he definitely wants to just get back at the Elm Street rats now. Like, there were good things that they could have done with what they had, and they completely fucked that up. Bad Noah Zero has a strong first season, and its second season completely shits on what it built. Yeah.
No use hanging around here.
Basically, your main character does not get the girl.
Wonder what drew him to the
he loses an eye.
Late Kings of Lucis.
And basically is just a soldier now by the end of it. And it's just like...
Safety first, everybody!
You kind of do a little bit of a hero's journey. You do a romance subplot that completely gets dropped because of a new character that literally gets introduced in like the final fucking episode. And we know fuck all about this guy. Besides him being a royal list in Mars's economy or whatever shit. Just no. But basically, the main one of the main bad guys who's also the main character's antagonist, who also had a thing for the princess. Basically, they did like the Charles Xavier and Magneto thing at the end of the anime, and it's just like we literally ripped off X-Men.
Marshal, at last,
and they
Your Highness.
did it in the dumbest fucking way possible.
The power
I've never wanted to fly to Japan and find the creator of this and punch him as fucking hard in the face as I possibly could. Like, punch him so hard in the fucking face to the point where I would probably break his fucking face and break every fucking knuckle in my fucking hand. That's how hard I wanted to punch him in the fucking face for fucking this up.
And yet he chose
Or anyone that had anything to do with the creation of the anime. Like, that's how bad I want to fucking hit someone.
How long will you remain the protected?
That's how bad it was,
The
Ash.
king entrusted the role of protector to you.
Entrusted it to me.
I've ranted about this fucking shit before on the podcast.
Why did he stand there
Oh, yeah.
smiling as I
It is.
Why?
I said, oh yeah. I forgot to mention, if you're new to both of our channels, we do podcasts. So yeah.
It is called Talking with MRG, and occasionally this guy that you're watching right now, his name insert somewhere in the title. Remember the time that you tricked me into watching Paco no Pico, and I had no idea what the fuck it was? Live on the podcast, you fucking asshole. That's on there. That's in the podcast episode. I couldn't get past the intro, and I was fucking horrified. Okay?
I think, wasn't it John who was with? No, it was Boris who was in the,
is Glory that also got tricked into watching shit.
He went past the fucking intro.
Yeah, he did. Just hearing that fucking music makes me want to throw up. God, fucking damn it. Recent memories are harder to block out than actual memories that have happened years ago. For me.
Oh, tell me about it.
I really wish we got the recording of you singing the Backstreet Boy parody. And just a Michael Myers coming out of nowhere in Dead by Daylight scaring the fuck out of you. That would have been like the greatest fucking video of all time. Like from both perspectives. Have my point of view and actually seeing your point of view, because he literally just walks up to Ash and he just gets scared shitless.
I fucking had a heart attack.
It's still I at least got the recording of them spawning me across from a Michael.
Scattered across the land,
like directly across from him.
I'll go with you.
And I at least got that recorded.
Not only to help, but to get a measure of your strength.
Fucking asshole like you making fun of me.
How many of these powers are out there?
Same fucking day too.
Arms, each enshrined at a royal.
Is the other one happy?
I've enlisted the help of the hunters. They combed the land in search of the lost arms.
Where's the one nearby?
I think I'm gonna do a morning stream on Trivia.
We know there to be a crate deep inside the tunnels.
Would you currently streaming, turd?
Well, I'm ending it right about.
You're ending it now? What if you should do plugs before you end it?
Yeah.
Don't take that as lead.
Okay.
Okay,
guys. Don't forget to subscribe to MRG YouTube channel and his Patreon. $1 a month will, get you exclusive videos and
year one of MRG from YouTube. The old stuff, the cringy stuff, the what the fuck did Mike used to do shit. All available on Patreon. Videos that you can no longer watch through the actual channel publicly. You have exclusive access to those stuff.
including the very first YouTube video what Mike did.
Went to ruin. And after that,
yes, the welcome to my channel video. You could see how badly I'm fucking went marky on certain people that I loved at that time.
Numbers alone don't decide a battle. What do you lack in numbers to make up for in tactics?
What else should we plug real quick, huh? Send porn to Ash's fucking Twitter.
You can't talk about your Twitter.
Mine's technically not porn.
Whoops.
So, fuck you. Yes, just go on our Twitter feeds and go under the like option and you'll see some fucked up shit. Also, Zeke, especially now that Zeke is on Instagram, God only knows what he's been like on Instagram.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. I am also on Instagram. My thing is called Zeke Shadowstar. Don't forget to just follow me on there.
What else, Ash? Hashtag Kawaii Zeke. Available now on nowhere.
Nice time
to why would you want that? Why would you fucking want Kawaii Zeke? What is wrong with you? Just end the stream because we're running.
Yeah, so if you guys want more of Final Fantasy 15, I will do more of it. And yeah, I'm Zeke Shadowstar. This is MRG. Let's see you motherfuckers later. Goodbye.
Bye.